What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about all my visual mods on my C43 AMG. Let's get into it, shall we? Today, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you all the visual mods I've done to this car. Now, not all of these belong just to a C43. You can do some of these to C63, the normal C-Class Coupe, but we're going to be going over all of them. I'm going to leave some descriptions down below, links of where I've got everything. Hopefully help you guys out a little bit, because obviously sometimes it is hard to find good quality aftermarket parts to put on, well, your expensive cars. Anyway, let's get started. The C43 has a front and rear Maxton diffuser. Now, this one took quite a while to come in. I think I waited 4, maybe 6 weeks for this to come in. I don't know why it wasn't in stock, but then again, look at it, it does really set the back of these cars off. The front is also for the C43. This is a version 2 Maxton front diffuser. Now, these diffusers ain't that expensive. I think the front was about 180 plus delivery and the rear was about 200 plus delivery. I will leave all this sort of information down below in the description, and you're also going to see it pop up on the screen anyway. But you can also hit the links. It'll take you straight through to Maxton, and you can obviously see if it's in stock and check the prices yourself. Next up, we have the V-Style spoiler. Now, this hasn't come from any particular company. This was just one I found on eBay. The standard one is pathetic and doesn't stand out on these cars. Can buy the ducktail one, but I'm not really a big lover of the ducktail rear spoiler personally myself. So I've gone with the V-Style spoiler, which I think personally just sets the back of these cars off quite a bit, to be fair. It's very angular, stands out quite far, is big enough to make a big difference, really does set the back of the car off. And I think I only paid about £80 for this, so it's well worth its money. Next up is my genuine C43 AMG alloys. Now, these weren't cheap at all. Didn't go looking for them, I'll be honest with you. I was going to buy aftermarket because the price of these is just scary. But I ordered a set of aftermarket ones off eBay. Just didn't fit. Like, the fitment was terrible, calipers, all that sort of thing. To be honest with you, the aggravation of aftermarket, I just thought to myself, what's the point? I had to put spacers on, all that sort of thing. So anyway, the tyre shop I was at happened to have a genuine set of these. Now, I paid £2,500 for these alloys. They did come with a full set of brand new Michelin PS4 tyres all round, so it wasn't the end of the world, to be fair, because I did new tyres. I've got 10mm spacers on here, purely for the fact that they sit further in, and I wanted to give that car a bit more of a wider stance. So on the front and the rear, I've got 10mm spacers all round. They're not cheap spacers at all. I'll drop the link down below for the spacers I actually use. And God, do they make a difference on the car. I think the standard wheels for this car are like 18s or whatever they are just awful, honestly. The fronts are 8.5J, the rears are 9.5J, and as I said, I've got 10mm spacers all round just to fill them arches out just a little bit more. Next is the Panamericana grille. This is an aftermarket item. I actually purchased this once again off eBay. I think I paid £50 for this. The red stripes didn't come with the grille. I actually did this myself. This is just ordinary wrap. Once again, ordered off eBay. I think I paid 25 quid for, I can't remember how much it was, but I've still got massive amounts of it anyway. The grille is genuine. All I've done is de-chromed the star once again, just by wrapping the star. Now, if you are going to do this yourself, do not wrap the black part of the star, because you've got a distronic radar sensor behind here, and that can sometimes play around with it. I mean, if I go down the motorway on a really wet, windy, dirty day, you just end up with dirt all over the star, and you do get an error message come up on the dashboard saying that stars, that basically the radar sensor's dirty, it can't detect the road properly. So that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, but I think the black Panamericana grille just really sets the front end of this car off. Some would disagree, they prefer the standard AMG one, but personally I think it really does set these cars off. Next up is the tints that I've done to the rear lights. Most people actually tint the entire rear light. Don't like it. It's way too blacked out, especially when you've got a black car, and it just doesn't look nice. I don't like it. But anyway, that's my personal preference. So all I've done, I've got the guys down at Essex Tints, I'm going to leave a link down below for them, is got them to tint the white part of the rear lights. Now this makes such a difference. Subtle, but such a difference. They've also done the front headlights as well, which I'm going to show you now. And I think it just really gives that car that sporty, sleek look. It's not over the top, it's not too much. It's just enough to set the car off. Didn't cost a lot. I think it cost about 80 quid or 100 quid. I was with Essex Tints for no more than an hour. So, great guys, always happy to help. And the prices are competitive. So, anyway, that's just another one that I've done. Oh, so, next one is my custom steering wheel. Now, most people just go on AliExpress, DHgate. There's a lot of people on eBay that sell them and buy a custom steering wheel. Me, I'm a little bit of a, I like to do it myself sort of thing. So I have completely customized the steering wheel myself. Paddle shifts are purchased from Germany. They are actually GTR paddle shifts. The buttons, like the actual covers, just the black covers, they're actual GTR covers as well. The steering wheel is a custom leather red stitch steering wheel just to match the rest of the actual interior of the vehicle, because as this car is actually red stitched all the way through. Normally these are like a stainless steel sort of look, aren't they? The AMG steering wheels are normally stainless steel, along with like the ordinary AMG models and the other ones. But what I did, and I'll leave, once again, leave the links down below of the actual items that I used to, the materials I used to get it to look like this. I actually rubbed that down, put a certain type of, how to explain it, like not an etch, basically like a primer, but it's for plastic, a plastic primer. And then I went with a matte black finish, and I sprayed this all myself. Obviously took it all apart and what have you. There is some videos on my TikTok, which if you want, I'll leave the link down below for that as well. You can go and have a look. It just shows a step by step of how I did it. But yeah, that is the custom steering wheel. I haven't done anything to the actual outer part of the steering wheel. I've only done it to the central pieces, obviously. But then I didn't really need to do anything to the actual steering wheel itself. I mean, it comes pretty nice from the main dealer. Do you know what I mean? It's already red stitched, black leather, and you've got the racing stripe in the middle as well, which is nice. So next is the interior center console. This was originally gloss black, and I have replaced it with the wood effect just to sort of match the steering wheel. I didn't want to get into taking this apart and spraying it. Simply feels the amount of wear and tear that happens to these sort of things. So like, I just went for a nice wood effect, which I think really does set the rest of the interior off, and it really does work. Next up is something most of you would think is odd, because you think I'm just trying to make the car look like a C63, but I'm not. I just think that the C classes that don't have this just look bad, and I think it's a bit bad that only the C63 has it, because on all the other models, the E classes, the CLAs, all that sort of thing, they've all got this on them, and it just makes the car look so more aggressive. So what I did was I ordered a C63 lookalike bonnet, which is actually aluminium. It's not steel, it's not carbon fiber, it's not fiberglass, none of that nonsense. It is actual aluminium, and I ordered it from a company called German Parts. Now I'm going to drop the link to the description down below. And honestly, God, does it set this fucking car off. It just makes such a difference, honestly. Just the ridges, the aggression, it just makes it look so much more aggressive. Do you know what I mean? It really brings this car out, like brings the front end out. I didn't do it for it to look like a C63. I didn't do that at all. I did it because I think the C classes should naturally just have this on them. I know the later ones, the new W206s have the raised bonnet now, but I feel like the W205 should have left the factory with this. Personally, I think it just looks fucking wicked. And lastly, there is not a single bit of chrome on this car. I have blacked out every single inch of chrome. I have changed all the badges for black badges, and even added a S badge, because I think this car is now worthy of that title after the amount of tuning that's been done to it, the fact that it's been lowered, we've got an MST intake system on it, and we're now running the stage 2. And there you have it, guys, a full video of every visual mod that I have done to this car. Now, I've had this car since last summer. I do love it. I really do. I think it's a lovely car. It's turned into a really pretty looking car, and it's definitely a head turner, and it definitely makes you smile every time you get in it. But we must move on. So the car is up for sale. I'm going to drop the links down below, just so you guys can have a look if you're interested, obviously. But unfortunately, she's got to go because we're going to be moving on to bigger and better things. And hopefully in the next video, you guys are going to see what I bought. Anyway, guys, I'll see you again soon.